Hi everyone!
Hey guys!
Welcome to the wonderful world of PAWL Nation!
Pro Amateur Writing Life. What? I'm Wonton Cloud.
And I'm Rin Cirker.
Coming at you with, I think, our last week update before we put some out to publish. Kinda super stoked. It's been 12 weeks? 12 weeks? Yeah. It's been almost 12 weeks since we started. 3 months, guys.
That's like really strange for me to think of. Time flies.
When you're writing.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. Just writing.
I've been doing more writing, I'll be honest.
Me too.
Yeah. And we did go to a convention last week. I think we mentioned that.
We did mention a little bit about it.
It was great. It was great. We tell you about it, but we're just going to tell you like what we did last week, which was The Voice. It's audiobook.
Yes. Creating an audiobook.
So, Ren, what did you find out?
I am a connoisseur of audiobooks. I love them, especially when there's really good voice acting. I lived up north and I was pretty much by myself a lot, and I think that's one reason why I decided to try out the audiobook section of the library where I lived. And I found the Artemis Fowl series, but they didn't have a physical copy. They had an audio copy of the first and then the third book, I think. So I started listening, and the voice actor in there has a lot of different accents he has to do, and he does really well. I fell in love. I have studied and listened and gone through tons of audiobooks since then. I know I bring this one up a lot, but Megan Mellon Turner, Queen's Thief series, back in the day it was done by a voice actor who only did an American accent. They all speak different accents in that book. Every kingdom has its own little nuances, which makes sense because even in a place as small as Japan, they have different accents from different areas. So I was really sad that he didn't do different accents. Then they re-released and recorded it, and the person who does the new version already has an amazing accent, and then he does a different accent for every kingdom, and oh my goodness, I love it. If you're going to a publisher, they might not give you many choices. However, Brandon Sanderson, he actually got voice actors that he enjoyed. So there's still hope. Still hope out there.
So what Ren's saying is voice acting is key with all of that. Especially if there's different accents that are supposed to be happening in the book. You have to consider like what to tell the voice actor, and if the voice actor even has the capability to do that. I mean, granted, if you're doing traditional publishing, like Ren said, you won't have a lot of choice. You might have to like wait until you get famous enough so you can re-release it, like it sounds like it happened with this author. But it could still happen. Keep those people in mind. When it comes to the self-publishing route, you guys have a lot more freedom, a lot more. In fact, you can read your own book. Probably the cheapest way to go. Easiest way to go, because all you need is something to record your voice with, and your book. Also a place where there's not lots of noise, obviously, because you're going to get all those noises in the background, unless you want that to be in the background. That's totally cool. You can do that. Great places to find voice actors is ACX Academy. That's one of the Amazon affiliated companies. They have like one of the largest audiobook selections in the country / world, because they made it a point to make that happen. You can also find some people on Fiverr, but it depends. You have to listen to how they read things, and you have to be like, I think this sounds like my character. You have to basically test them out. And you can. You don't have to, like, go with everyone that you find, if you know what I mean. Like, their bio might sound amazing, but their voice might not. You have to figure out what the tone that you're going for is, what the characterization you're going for is, and if they're actually a good storyteller. Because, for example, the original guy who read for Harry Potter, very great. He set the tone wonderfully. You could feel the magic coming through his voice, even when he did Hermione, which was kind of funky, but it was okay.
That was kind of funky.
His Hermione voice was funky, but I was just like, I don't sound like that, but I respect him trying to do an 11-year-old girl. I think he also did really well on the show Pushing Daisies. If you guys haven't watched it, there's only like 2 or 3 seasons, because it was on ABC a while ago. He was also really good there too. He set the tone very well. It was like this weird kind of magical fantasy world, supernatural. A lot of random things happening in that show, but it was great to listen to his voice explaining everything.
If you want to create your own recording studio, then a couple suggestions that I've researched are a small space, like a closet, is a good option. Try to keep it ventilated as much as you can. Also, there are a lot of little places you can go to get software that can help tune your voice as well. If I'm going to read my own book, I'll probably look into those voice apps. I spoke with a radio talent, and he said that they never go just naked, I guess, with their voice. They always have inlays, they always have something that makes it so it's more like dramatic. So don't worry if you don't feel like you're that dramatic or have that great of a voice. There are other options.
Also, for finding your own space for recording, look into some free options. We actually have free options. At our local library, they set up a studio space where you do have to put a reservation in, because they have to know who's going to use it. If you do some damage to the equipment, obviously you're going to pay for it. But they have, in the basement of the library, a little space, or like a spot, a room, a giant room with little spaces in there where you can go and film, bring your own camera or use theirs, where they have mics for you to use, or you can bring your own, and where you can just be for, I think at the max 2 hours is the limit, so you should definitely check with your local library if you can, or your local meeting hall? I don't want to say watering hole because we're not animals, but local town meeting place, because they might have some free resources for you that might be better and freer than your home or your closet.
Another little tip is read a line different ways, because you put emphasis on one part of the sentence and it changes the meaning completely. I listened to an interview that Mark Hamill did recently where he talked about voice acting and how he'll go through each line and read it multiple times, and then they'll piece it together when they're doing the film itself. It's nice to have samples and different things that you can use. So the more you plan, the better. And if you have someone who's recording for you, write them a script. That's what I did with the author sample we did earlier.
Highlight, author highlight, guys. That's what she's talking about. Haven't watched it yet? There's a link down in the description below.
I wrote the script out so they didn't have to go back and forth referencing the material, and they could just get it out.
There's a lot of other ways that you guys can do this, and you can probably research the other ways too, but these are the main ways that we found were the basics of how you can get started recording your own audiobook. And it really does. It'll pay off in the end, I promise.
I have one more comment. Google has an app that changes text to speech, and you can change the speed and the way that it's read. I don't do this for audiobooks, but when I'm reading through my finished piece, I often use that to listen to it just to double check things, because it catches things that I don't, and I catch it better because it's read aloud to me. So just a little tidbit there that is kind of cool.
True. That is kind of cool. Hopefully this helps you guys as much as it helped us, because it makes decisions easier when it comes to your book publishing process. And a little bit of a segue into books. This is the last week, guys.
Book club.
The very last week for my book choice, and coming up afterwards, Ren has another book to read.
Book number 2 from me.
She may tell you the title sneakily somehow, but she'll probably just wait until next week.
I'm gonna wait.
She's gonna wait.
Just focus on The Alchemist for now, guys.
Yeah. Still on the Facebook book club.
Well, it's kind of our Facebook page that mentions the book club.
Yeah. So you can ask questions about the books. You can also just ask us questions, or just be real chill and hang. Pretty cool with hanging with everybody. So Ren, what's our next challenge?
Next challenge, I'm sure you all probably know, is publishing. We are going to put our stories out there in the world.
Do or die this week. I'm getting something up for you guys to read.
Yes, we will have links in the description below on the next video.
So watch out for that. Also, this is gonna be a crazy week.
It is. I'm excited.
And this next week we might be a little bit late uploading, simply because there's a holiday coming up if you're in America, which we are.
It's true.
Very much so.
If you can't tell by our accents.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Definitely not Canadian, y'all.
Hey.
I don't think I could even do it. But props to the Canadians. Our Canadian friends. So that's what's coming up. We hope that you guys join us for this last week, this last push. And then after that, whether you traditionally publish, self-publish, or just put something out there for everyone to read, you can say you've put something out there.
Yes.
Achievement unlocked. 90-day publishing challenge.
Ding.
And we also hope that you guys like,
subscribe,
hit that bell notification,
and comment.
Of course, comments are great. Always.
And you're great.
And we can do this.
Keep writing.
We're going to make it.
Call to arms.
And we'll see you next week.